Hey guys, it's Tinker Tailor here today, bringing you another Pokemon build series video. Today we have Geodude, who is a little rock type of Pokemon. Oh, it's a rock ground type, but it is a grey looking rock with eyes and muscle arms, strong muscular, maybe not super muscular arms, but yeah, like it's got arms and hands, like human 5-fingered hands. Which is kind of a little weird the more you look at it, but if you don't look too much, it's perfectly fine and perfectly normal. And with this build, I was originally going to build something into like the side of a rock face. And I don't know, I was like, I could do that. I've done a few builds where I've done like these rocky mountain areas, and then I've built, rocks and stuff around it and whatnot, but I really didn't feel like doing something that big and over the top, so I ended up going to the bluffs in Windenburg and built a little build here. So this is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom house on the bluffs. So ideally, if you lived here, you would probably own the whole island and it would be all yours, and there wouldn't be people showing up and whatnot. So I was a little bit more free with the build in terms of like privacy and things like that. But yeah, I don't know, I found this inspo photo on Google. I have since closed it. But yeah, it was the sort of side view of the house where those narrow windows are on to the left of the house, which ends up being the bathroom space, and then you could also see into the bedroom from that angle, and I really enjoyed doing this build. It was really fun. It took me a lot longer than I thought, and I learned a few things. So I ended up leaning into a certain style, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't know what the style was until I was finished, but I found out it was mid-century modern. And I really like how this turned out. Like, I think it looks absolutely beautiful. One of the things I looked up was 70s and 80s living rooms and kind of got some sort of loose inspiration from that, but I couldn't really find any photos that I really liked. But what I ended up doing with the living space here, I think it's amazing. I don't know, there are some builds where I'm like, yeah, it's okay, whatever, but some builds where I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I did that? Me? Little old me, not like a, actual real professional builder? Okay, like let's pat ourselves on the back and be proud. So yeah, very proud of how it turned out. There is also an office space here, so if you want a second bedroom, there's plenty of space for a second bedroom, but I turned it into an office space. And at first I really liked it, and then I realized maybe I cluttered it a little bit too much, but it kind of looks like it's been lived in, like it's been used. So I do kind of enjoy that. The bedroom is a little, I don't want to say simple and plain, but simple and plain. I don't think you'll have any issues with playing in that room. In the bathroom, I started building this, and then I went to bed, and then I woke up, and the two new kits had come out. I don't know what the stylish, there's like some sort of stylish clothing one. But then yeah, the sleek bathroom one also came out, and I was like, I have to get that. That's gorgeous. Like, all the items in there are absolutely gorgeous. So I ended up getting that, and yeah, I don't know, I'm really pleased with how it turned out. Absolutely gorgeous. Does it match the home? Not necessarily, but I'm still pretty happy with how it turned out because it is such a beautiful kit. I didn't use everything from the kit, but yeah, I used quite a bit from it. So if you haven't seen the new kit, when we head over to the bathroom, you'll see like there's the new toilet, sink, shower, bathtub. There's some dividers, new toilet roll holder, new toilet brush holder. Which, oh my god, that's gonna be in every build because I love it. It's so pretty. But it works. Like, it looks like a real toilet brush holder, because the other one is like a plunger and a toilet brush holder, and it's so chunky. whereas this one's so small. It's absolutely amazing. But yeah, it's got that. There's new mirrors, new lights. So a wall light and a ceiling light. There's 2 new plants. 2 types of new shelves. So there's one shelf that goes on the wall just like, you know, every other shelf. But there's also a shelf that's from the ground up that you might see in some showers. And the way that they sit next to each other, it's perfectly seamless. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So yeah, if you're looking for a beautiful bathroom kit, it kind of goes 2 ways. If you hate doing bathrooms and you want it to look good, but you want to just like, okay, just chuck a few things down and be done with it, this is the perfect kit for that. But if you want a beautiful bathroom and you want to put lots of detail and love and care and whatnot into it, this is also the perfect kit, because it's such, it kind of goes hand in hand with what everyone wants. It's just so well done. I mean, it's done by a CC creator, so of course it's good. Of course it's beautiful. And yeah, definitely make sure to use, if you are going to get the kits, I believe Sibylette is the creator of this kit, and you can use their creator code. And it's the same with, I can't remember the name of the person who did the cast kit, but yeah, same thing. Make sure you look up them if you want to, you know, help support them, because yeah, again, beautiful kits. I did have a look at the cast one. I'm not big into casts. Maybe one day I'll end up getting all the cast stuff, but it is a very, I don't want to say cutesy themed, but like, cutesy is like a little too childish for what I'm saying. It's very, I think cute is probably the better word. It's lots of knitwear and bows, and not like huge princess bows and things like that, but you know, just very subtle little sweet bows and things like that. Cardigans and whatnot, which, you know, maybe one day I'll be super into it, but at the moment I don't really do casts at all. I don't really do fashion either. I actually went out this morning. I had to get up early this morning, and I had to go get a dress fitting for the wedding for my bridesmaid's dress, and then I went out with the bride and some of the other bridesmaids, and we were picking shoes, and it took us 2 hours to pick shoes, and we went to like 10 different stores, and we ended up getting shoes from the second store that we went to, and I was like, if like every store we went to, we liked those shoes, why didn't we just get them the first, like, oh my god, it was more than stressful. So yeah, spent a long time doing that, and that might mean this video might be a tad bit late. I do apologize for that. I did make sure to get all of the stuff, like I upload a short and a reel in the morning. I did that last night so that I definitely didn't miss it. And I was meant to edit this video before I went to bed last night, but then I was like, why don't I edit in bed? And then I got into bed, and I went to sleep. So yeah, look, it didn't happen. So once I came back, I did not expect shopping to take that long. I seriously thought it would take like, well, it did. It took us 2 hours, but I thought it would take us 2 hours to do the whole thing. You know, the dress fitting thing was supposed to take us half an hour, and it took us an hour, so I should have known from that moment that it was going to take us twice as long. But, you know, got in, got it done, don't have to worry about it anymore, and yeah, it's we're just going to go back and try on the dresses again, make sure that once they've been, done, that, yeah, that they fit and whatnot, and then make sure that, yeah, there's a lot. I've got to do hair and nails and go up there, and just so much. There's so much. I don't want to do it. Well, it's not the wedding I don't want to do. It's just like there's lots of effort to go into it. And yeah, I got a wedding later this year, so I've got to message that couple and ask them, you know, hey, what's the general vibes? I mean, it's much later in the year. I don't want to stress them out or anything, but you know, I just want to get like a loose little idea of like, you know, get them a gift and what do you call it? a dress for me to wear. That's what I was looking for. I'm so sorry. My brain just totally shut down for a second there. I am exhausted. Like I've said to you guys in the previous videos, I've been sick, and I haven't been able to quite shake the exhaustion yet. I'm still just absolutely tired. No matter how long I sleep for, it just feels, like too much. And I always manage to wake up like 15 minutes before my alarm, and I want to go back to sleep, but I know if I do that, I'm gonna wake up and feel even worse, and it's just, this whole thing I don't want to have to deal with. But, you know, we're definitely making our way to feeling fantastic. I think it's just, yeah, this morning really took it out of me. I feel absolutely shattered. There's so many people, like, it's a Saturday. Of course there's gonna be people out and doing things, and, you know, holidays are coming up, and, you know, like, it's gonna be Easter soon, and there's so many people, so much noise, and I don't do, it's not that I don't do well, I just really prefer not to, but there was an event going on where we were, and so it was really, really loud down one end of the shops, and I just didn't want to have to deal with that. But yeah, thankfully got the stuff, didn't take too long, and then yeah, headed back here so I could edit, and probably have a nap after this, I'm not gonna lie. I was supposed to stream, but it was something that it was kind of like unplanned. It wasn't like I'm 100% gonna stream today. It was if I feel like it. And I wanted to, but now I just want to go have a nap. I just want to go find Macy, my cat, and just go have a nap. I find, yeah, in the afternoons when I'm really, really tired, that I feel like I do better when she is there. I don't know. I think it's just having the little creature give me little dopamine cuddles. Oh, she's seriously the cutest thing on the whole entire planet. And it's mandatory when we are cuddling that I have to lay on my back and she'll lay on my chest, and I'll give her some pats and rubs and love, and then she'll get up and she'll go lay against my leg. But when she gets up and gets off me, I have to get comfortable in about 1.5 seconds before she'll flop down and lay against my leg, because she'll get annoyed if I'm still trying to get comfortable, because she's like, I've already laid down, stop moving. No, she doesn't really care that much. She's just like, alright, whatever. And then, yeah, I'll nap. Although one time I was sick, and I was laying on my side, and I had my arm out, and she used my arm as a pillow, and she slept with me, and it was just the cutest little... I honestly, I slept for maybe like an hour and a half, but I swear I died. Like, it was such a deep, heavy sleep. And I woke up kind of not knowing what century it was, but I felt so much better afterwards, and she was still there. And it was just the sweetest little thing. Like, my arm was going a little bit dead, but it was so sweet. So, and she never sleeps on my arm like that, ever. Like, she always sleeps up against my legs. There's been a couple of times where she's gone into Onion's room, and she likes to sleep over his feet, apparently. He said he'll wake up and she'll be sleeping across his ankles. But she, yeah, generally prefers to sleep with me. Like, last night she was in my room, but she woke up at 2 a.m. asking me to let her into the bathroom so that she could have some water, because I have a little glass of water there for her. But I ended up just letting her out. Apologies. That is my stream alarm. I should have turned that off. Cool. That's to let me know I'm 10 minutes away from my normal stream time. But that's fine. I do apologize. That was probably really loud for you guys. But yeah, look, actually it reminds me I have to change. I set an earlier alarm this morning. Anyway, not the point. Point being, yeah, definitely gonna go have a nap after this, because, yeah, still very exhausted, still very tired. I didn't take any medication this morning. I forgot to take it last night as well, but I did take it yesterday morning and yesterday during lunch, so it's kind of, yeah, I'm all over the place with taking it, so probably should take I'll probably take the nighttime one and then go to sleep, and then get up and take, actually, yeah, I'll have to take the nighttime ones again anyway, because it'll be too late to have the daytime. You know what? This is not what you came here for. You came here for the build. So yeah, look, this bit now, we've definitely for a while been, this is what I built yesterday. And yeah, with this desk, I really wanted it to feel cluttered. I wanted it to feel like very, I don't want to say lived in, but like very well used. But then when I had a look at it afterwards, I was like, maybe the desk is a little too cluttered. You know, because there's stuff all over the bookshelves, there's stuff all over the shelves behind the desk, and then there's stuff all over the desk, so it does feel like a lot. So, you know, if I did this build again, maybe I wouldn't put as much stuff on the desk. But at the same time, I don't know, it feels realistic to me. My desk always has stuff all over it. Like, I was having lunch before, while I was editing, so I've got a bowl, which I gotta go take down and clean, and my mug for my tea. But then I have, like a water glass, and a hard drive, and 10,000 hair ties, and a notebook, and a pen, and medication, and a soy sauce fish for some reason. I don't know if you guys have it in your country, but we have a little plastic fish, and it has soy sauce in it, and it's got a little twisty cap on where like the fish's mouth would be, and you untwist it, and then you kind of squeeze the fish, and the soy sauce comes out. It's not big. It's, yeah, pretty small, smaller than the palm of my hand. And I have a small to average sized hand, I guess. So yeah, that's what we have, little soy sauce fish. And I think that's because, like, 2-3 weeks ago I had sushi, and I had one of these soy sauce fish so that I could put soy sauce on my sushi, but, kind of forgot to use it, and now it's been living on my desk. When I was a kid, I used to sneak these into my mom's handbag. I don't know why, but whenever we went out to get sushi, I would sneak them into her handbag, and I think the most I got before she realized was like 19 or something like that. I think it was 19 soy sauce fish and 3 wasabi packets or something like that, and yeah, then I had to end that game because she was not very happy with 15 soy sauce fish in her handbag. And it probably doesn't help that, you know, she has to travel a bit for work, so, you know, pulling out 19, I don't think she found it at the airport, but, you know, the risk of finding 19 soy sauce fish. I don't know how, if any of you work at airports, let me know, what's the rules on soy sauce? Can you take soy sauce domestically? It's a very weird question to ask, but yeah, one I would like to know, because that, yeah, I don't know, there's random stuff like that I don't really think about, like, can you take soy sauce? I know you can't take fruit and vegetables internationally or domestically here. In fact, yeah, some places here will have, I don't know if it's every airport here, but about half the airports, I've been to about half the airports in Australia, and I'm pretty sure all of them have soy sauce, no, fruit and veggie bins. So, like, if you want to take an apple with you and eat it, you can do that, but you have to throw the core in the specific bin as you are walking off the plane. It's like, yeah, I remember them being, as you're getting off the plane, or, you know, heading out of the terminal, whatever, you gotta throw it in that bin, because we have, like, strict rules about fruit and veggies going over borders, state borderlines, because of bugs and stuff. I don't know. There's weird rules here, like, certain states here, certain animals are pests, but in other states they're pets. So, you know, there's different rules with everything here. But yeah, I don't know. If you have interesting rules like that kind of near where you live, definitely let me know. I like to hear about weird stuff like that, you know? It's fun and interesting, and I do love hearing how the world lives and works and whatnot, because it's all different, you know? We all have different rules and regulations that we live by. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of fun and interesting and curious, and I've moved around a lot, so I've dealt with a lot of different rules and regulations and normal and odd behaviours around Australia. You know, even terminology. There's certain states that use certain words, but if you go to a different state, it's a different word, and people fight and argue over it. And at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't really care too much about most of them, but yeah, some of them I'm like, what? How did you get that word? Like, what? But then other times people look at me and say the same thing, and I'm like, you know what? I don't know. Like, if you use the word popper here, some people might not know what that means, but if you use the word juice box, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what that means. So, you know, it just depends on where you live. Even swimwear, there's so many different words for that. You know, there's swimmers, there's togs, there's cozies, there's costume. Apparently, cozies is just short for costume, by the way. You know, there's a bunch of different things, and because I grew up all over Australia, basically, yeah, a lot of these things are kind of like, okay, I know what you're saying, I know what you mean, like, it makes sense. But yeah, it's still curious, and I know it's not just Australia that deals with that. I know there's like, no matter what country in the world you're in, different areas call different things, different words, depending on the exact location of that country. But even within, like, countries call things differently, you know. We have what we call an esky in New Zealand is a chili bin, and I'm pretty sure in America it's called something else, but it escapes me now what you guys call it. But it's basically a cooler. I think it's a cooler, you guys call it. But it's the little portable thing that you put ice in, that you put your drinks in, so your drinks stay cool, and you generally take it to, like, the park or the beach or stuff like that, or camping. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I do love, like I said, I do love learning about different cultures and words and terminology and ways of living and whatnot like that, because I don't know, it is interesting and curious to, yeah, kind of see these different things. Also, yeah, we did just start on the bathroom now. I was kind of playing with the soy sauce fish, so I wasn't really paying attention. But yeah, this is kind of all the new stuff. So the new plant. There is also the plant that's hanging above the bath is not a part of that kit. But the one next to the bath is new, and then I put one on a bench, like on the next to the shower. There's a hanging plant, and that one is new as well, and I'm pretty sure I used both those plants in the living room and also maybe the office space or the study. Yeah, that's another one. Some people call it an office, some people call it a study. And I guess this depends on I don't know. Sometimes in houses, like, it's advertised as a study, and sometimes it's advertised as a bedroom or an office or, like, whatever. I feel like the terminology is either, you know, let's say you've got a 2-bedroom apartment, but the second one is kind of small and it's kind of meant to be a space for you to put a desk. Some people would say a second bedroom or office space, but other people would say a second bedroom or study space. So it really depends on, again, who you are and what sort of terminology you use. Again, I just find that sort of stuff interesting. It's so, like, curious that we use different terminology for the same things, and I do love looking into, like, the reasoning behind that and whatnot. You know, learning why do you call that, and why do I call this, and I don't know. It's I do love learning about different things. But yeah, speaking of learning, I like I said at the beginning of this video, I kind of learned that this was mid-century modern. If you're pretty confident with this style of build, let me know what are things that I did that actually suit this style, and what are things that I did that don't suit the style, because again, I really would love to know. I know that it's I think it's functionality that's important in mid-century modern, but also, like, the wooden lines and maybe even the curved edges, like the coffee table, I feel like is very mid-century modern. But Again, I have no idea. I'm completely making it up. Because it's not that I'm making it up, it's just that I'm not really certain when it comes to different styles and whatnot. But I don't know, I kind of really like how this turned out. I don't think I would want to live in a mid-century modern home. I think I want to live in a Scandinavian style home, but I'm not sure. I have not decided what sort of style I want to live in. And I guess it doesn't really matter because, I can change my mind. I can, get different furniture and whatnot. I can sell the stuff that I've got now and get new stuff. But I'm not really worried about doing that right now because I don't plan on living where I am forever, but at the moment I am here where I am and I don't really need to change it. But I guess it's fun to kind of explore the different stuff that, like the different styles that I can do and just, leaning into it and figuring out how it works and what goes together and what fits and what doesn't. And I did say that I wanted to study it a bit more, so I think, maybe before my little nap I might have a little look at some... I don't want to get books because I feel like the books aren't going to be... I mean, they're probably very helpful with, pictures and styles and whatnot, but I don't know, I feel like watching videos might help me a bit more, so I might delve into some architectural videos. I feel like I do need to watch some more architectural shows. I used to love watching them growing up. Kids go home from school to watch cartoons and stuff like that, and I would go watch the channel that had all of the house reno shows on them. And that was well before I got into The Sims, so, I've kind of always had a love for this sort of stuff, of, like, building houses and architecture and interior design. Not so much the garden design, but I guess it's also good to watch those shows because they do feature some garden design sometimes. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be very fun and interesting to kind of get into those sorts of things. I don't know, I used to love watching shows like that. I mean, even shows that weren't necessarily, some of them like House Hunters and House Hunters International, where people were just trying to find places to live, and, being able to see the different cultures around the world, especially in House Hunters International. It's kind of cool because some of the episodes of House Hunters International was, like, they were in Australia, and they were places that I'd been to before, but, like, I'd visited them, not necessarily been to, the houses in the area, but definitely been to, I've been to that area. And yeah, it's kind of just interesting to see all the houses around the world. I love it when they especially go to places like Europe, because there's such detailed, beautiful houses over there. Absolutely fascinating. And I've seen some, in Pacifica, and in, obviously, there's House Hunters is in America. I'm not sure if Asia and Africa showed up all that often within the series, so I might have to do a little investigation to see, because I would like to see more, especially Africa. I feel like I don't know very much about African houses and styles and things like that, so that's something I definitely feel like I should have a little look into. But I've seen quite a number of just architectural videos and house tours in Asia. They're very, very, again, very unique and interesting and beautiful. There's one that was like a 7-story house, but it was in, like, the height of the house was only 2 or maybe 3 stories, because they'd done this, like, half, like you come in and then you go up half a level and then you turn around and you go up another, and it's just like this, all these levels kind of half on top of each other and half underneath each other and whatnot, and it was really interesting and really beautiful. So yeah, I do enjoy looking at places like that, and yeah, I don't know. I feel like I need to watch more interesting architectural houses like that. I would love to watch one that's like, weird and wacky design. I don't know. Let me know. Is there a show out there that shows off like really weird and wacky house designs? Because I'd love to watch something like that. Absolutely love to watch a weird and wacky show, like, where they're just, here's a house full of you know, it doesn't even have to be like the outside of the house looks weird, but like, you know, again, I've seen a few episodes of houses like that, but not many. But yeah, like houses that are just so weird and out there. If there's a TV show like that, definitely let me know down below, because I would love to watch more architectural based shows. Because yeah, I don't know, they're just quite interesting. And I feel like if I watch a lot of Sims builders, I'm gonna end up just accidentally copying them, and I don't want to do that. Whereas if I see a real life house, which again this build is kind of based on this side image, if you're looking into the bedroom and the bathroom like from that angle, I kind of make it my own, you know. The look of that house was not mid-century modern from what I could see, but that's what I ended up doing, and I kind of just made it up as I went along and did what I wanted, and I feel like that's kind of what I want more of. I want to be able to look at it and go, okay, you know, this episode's focusing on, let's say, a mid-century modern house. Like, I can look at, okay, these are the things they wanted to include, and here's the things that they didn't, and here's where they got their inspo from, and, you know, I can kind of get information from that. You know, I can get info from, like, you know, okay, this is a modern house, this is a brutalist house, or whatever, like, all the different styles. I feel like it would really, really help me to get a better understanding of how it all works and how it's all put together, and also definitely the landscaping, because I still complain about that. I still have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to that. Sometimes I do. I don't think this build is one of them where I have an idea. There is a lot of blank space. Around the back, I kind of just shoved in random plants and was like, I don't know, I'm tired. I just want to finish. But around the front, I did try and work a little bit into the magic. I didn't want to block off the view, so I kept it very low-lying plants. And yeah, it does seem a little bit blank, but also at the same time, I feel like it would be a bit, like, you'd want it to be blank, and you go out there and, like, you know, maybe put out a picnic blanket. I mean, to be fair, I'd probably sit on the porch balcony area, and just have a look out there and watch the sunrise or sunset. I have no idea which one it does in this world, but yeah, I don't know, I think it'd be very beautiful. Especially with the ruins in the background, like, it's absolutely gorgeous. I think, like, how amazing and beautiful would it be to live on an island like this? Like, you know, humanity is right there, like, it's not far from everyone else, but you've just got this beautiful island, and it's all yours, and it's just nice and private and away from, like, I would love that. I wouldn't really enjoy, like, having to get into a boat every day to just get to the mainland, but it's also kind of good for, like, if you just don't want to be around people. I think that'd be fantastic. But yeah, I don't know, it's also, like I said, I've got a cat. If she gets sick, how, like, I'm gonna get her on the boat and get her. But anyway, we are getting pretty close to the end. Like I said, I don't really do much out here. But yeah, if you do like this build, or if you have any feedback, definitely let me know down below. I do come out with a new video every single day, except for February. I do 26 builds, so I don't do the last couple of days of February. But yeah, if you do enjoy it and you want to see more stuff like this, make sure to subscribe. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and I just want to say thank you guys for being here, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys!